Welcome to Windy Acres Stable. This is an overview of both the programs that are available at Windy Acres Stables and a look at the website on how to find any forms or any information that you need to find. So, the philosophy at Windy Acres Stables is to provide recreational riding lessons in an inclusive environment, promoting the people's abilities. So we'll have a little bit, we can go to the About tab, and that talks a little bit about my story and where I came from and how I got to today. If we go to the Team tab, there you will see all of the instructors that are currently involved in our program. So when we get to our Program tab, you will see the three different programs that we offer: our therapeutic riding, our riding school, and our farm visits. The riding school and the therapeutic program are very much integrated. There are one specific difference, that being that the therapeutic riders require a medical to be filled out by a doctor, and this is a requirement of the insurance as well, ensures the individual is safe to start to ride. Individuals within the therapeutic riding program and the riding school may ride at the same time, since our focus is on our riders' ability, not their disability. Our farm visits are another program that we are slowly developing, and that should be coming in the spring. And that is where individuals, up to 6 individuals, can visit the farm for 2 hours, where they can interact with the animals, learn about the horses, and there will be a facilitator on site to maintain a safe and enjoyable visit. So now if we go to our therapeutic riding tab, this is a good place for any of our therapeutic riding clients to start. It talks a little bit about therapeutic riding, which is recreational riding for individuals with various challenges. Again, here we focus on their strengths so that they can learn to the best of their ability. So our lessons are ages 5 and up. They're 30-minute semi-private, which means 2 riders and 2 horses. And then there's an optional 15-minute horsemanship instruction where they learn on the ground how to care, groom, tack, and lead a horse. The riders are always partnered with another rider who is appropriate for their level. If there is no appropriate riding partner, they will pay a semi-private rate, but will have a private lesson. So this is how we get started. So first thing is the medical form. This is a PDF file, so you need to print it out, bring it to the doctor, have it filled out. Then if you can make a digital copy, you can then link it to the participant general information form, which is here, which is our second step. So when we get to this form, we will fill out all of the information. As soon as you hit therapeutic riding, it will automatically be asking you at the bottom for the medical form, and that you understand that you require a medical form. The last thing, once you have completed step 1 and 2, is you're going to contact Windy Acres Stables. You can do it through our contact page on the website, or you can contact us by our phone number or by our email. Then we send an on-site assessment. So this is where the parents, the child, the adult, whoever is, comes, and we talk about goals and we talk about specifics of what kind of equipment we're going to need, and availability for lessons. It's just a time to meet and have a chat. So if you scroll down a little further, this is where you will always find your registration for the next session. So steps 1, 2, and 3 need to be completed before you can register. So right now it's going to be registering for February 1st. When that opens, the registration form will be active, and you can register for a specific session. Here is our sessions. So we have a winter, spring, summer, fall, and a late fall. Most of our sessions are between 6 and 7 weeks, depending on holidays and depending on where how things kind of fall. And a couple things to remember, and this goes for both our therapeutic and for our riding school. Payment is required before the first lesson. The invoice and the or specific lesson time will go out 1 week prior to the first lesson. There are no makeup lessons. There's no reimbursement for canceled lessons unless Windy Acres is canceling the lesson. And lessons are rain or shine. So there's no makeup lessons or reimbursement for lessons not attended due to inclement weather. And then if you go down a little further, you can have a little bit more specifics about therapeutic riding and some of the conditions that therapeutic riding may not be appropriate for that individual. So now if we go back to the top, we're going to go to our programs and our riding school. And again, the difference here is these riders have no identifiable disability and require no modification to their program. Commonly, it's siblings of our therapeutic riders, volunteers, family members of our volunteers. This program has limited spots since therapeutic riding takes precedence. So the lessons are very similar, with the exception of advanced riders can do a 45-minute semi-private or a 60-minute group lesson once they're able to groom and tack independently. And finally, we do offer a special introductory to horses and riding for adults, so individuals over 14 years old. So this is a grounds up program. Once they can complete those 7 weeks, they can continue in the riding school if they wish to. But it's just kind of a nice way to get started if you've never worked with horses and you do want to learn how to ride. So again, our how to get started. Here, our step one is getting that general information form filled out, and then an assessment. If you are doing the adult Learn to Ride program, there is no assessment since that is grounds up. And then again, you'll have your link to your registration, which will be open February 1st for the next session. It has the list of all of the current schedule for the year, and again, our program policies. Our final program is our farm visits. This will be developed a little bit more fully over the next little bit, so you'll see this page change. If we go to our volunteer tab, we'll see all the information for our volunteers. Our volunteers are very important people. Without them, our manpower intensive therapeutic riding lessons would be unable to be at the same cost as our riding school because of the number of people that are required for therapeutic riding lessons. Volunteers will also receive opportunities for ongoing education, opportunities for riding, as well as just being able to hang out in that relaxing farm environment. So here we see the roles for our volunteers. So volunteers within the riding program, those are our lead line people, our sidewalkers, the people preparing our horses for lessons. We usually ask those volunteers to commit for 7 weeks to a particular evening or Saturday morning so that our riders have consistent people. It's a good place to start if you have no horse experience. Then we have volunteers helping with horse care, and those volunteers are volunteers we ask to have a little bit longer of a commitment since the training is a little more intensive. These volunteers commit to a day, either in the evening or the morning, where they'll come help feed, groom, clean the area, and keep our horses well cared for. And then we also have volunteers that are helping out with animal care. So these are our little animals. No experience required. Sometimes for people who are, the horses are a little too intimidating, this is a nice way to help out. So it would be a once a week commitment where you would come clean the cages and clean the environment around our smaller animals. And the final spot is volunteers helping out with special projects. So if you have a particular skill, these are things that we might just have a cleanup day. So these are kind of a one-off thing, a good way to participate. So how we get started is filling out an application form. Our volunteers now need to be over the age of 16 for our insurance. So filling out that volunteer application form. Then anyone over the age of 18 needs to get a vulnerable sector clearance. So you need to apply that through the Niagara Regional Police. And then the last thing would be is contact us to set up a site visit. So we'll walk around, we'll talk about the different roles, we'll get an introduction to the animals, to the farm, so you can have a better sense of what you would like to do. So the last thing on this page is our important links, and that would be to visit our training page, which we're going to go to next. And the other thing is to track our volunteer hours. We do need to track our volunteer hours. There are rewards for hitting a certain number of hours. So we do want you to track those hours for us. So if we go to our volunteer training page, this is currently under development. But here we see at the top, we've got our volunteer hours. We also have a volunteer training form. And you'll see what happens is after I finish module 1, which all our volunteers must complete, it has 3 videos in it. It has an introduction to our programming, which is the one you're listening to right now, horse safety, and sidewalking. After you finish that module 1, then you're going to go to this volunteer training form, and you're going to fill out your name, the module, the type of training would be virtual, the date, and then tell me something you learned so I know that you actually watched the video. Module 2 is for individuals who wish to have more of a hands-on interaction with the horses. So this would be leading around the stable or leading during the lesson. And those are the 2 videos. After you watch those 2 videos, we usually set up times for you to come and actually practice. Then module 3 is for those who want to help to prepare the horses for lessons. So this is grooming a horse and tacking a horse. So again, after completing each module, you would go to the volunteer training form link. The final things on our website are Farm Friends. So these are all of our horses. And the last thing is our contact page. So if you need to contact, you can use our email. You can also use our phone number, or you can fill out this and this will come right to us. Thanks for watching. That should give you a good introduction to Windy Acres Stables programming.